Here's the big news from the Daily Mail. FBI and Homeland Security urgently investigating whether AT&T outage was a cyber attack. As security expert tells dailymail.com, it has all the hallmarks of a hack. Now, this morning it was massive. Down detector showing that AT&T, Cricket, Reddit's, I don't even know Reddit was down. T-Mobile was down. Verizon was down. Xfinity was down. YouTube was fine. X had some outages, but there was even Starlink was reporting outages. FirstNet reporting outages. And what else? We had Mint Mobile, US Cellular. It was massive and across the board. Starlink, there you go. You can see, I don't know, there's something weird with their graphic. And a lot of people were wondering whether or not this was a cyber attack. What I can tell you is definitively the US was hit by a cyber attack at the same time. Pharmacies nationwide faced delays as healthcare tech company reports cyber attack. Change Healthcare said it became aware of the outside threat on Wednesday morning, disconnecting their systems for security purposes. So while your phones are going down, our healthcare system is being attacked, and this was preventing people from getting their prescriptions. They said it was an emergency and you have to come in. We'll figure it out. But they asked most people not to get it. I think it was all a cyber attack. Some people are speculating it has to do with U.S. lobbyists canceling CCP contracts. Don't know if that's true. Wild speculation. But I think it was a cyber attack.
A movie just came out about this on Netflix. Remember the movie Leave the World Behind? That movie just came out. And now this happens. I mean, that's
evil villains always tell you their plan first.
Predictive programming?
Yes. It probably was a cyber attack.
No, I think it was.
It only makes sense.
I was looking at this poll from New York Times. It's a couple months old at this point. That was talking about like American sense of doom, and it's Republican women are the most likely to report that they feel like as a nation we're on the brink of failure, and it's Democrat men who are the most likely to be like, no, everything's on the right track. Sounds good. Like I think the idea that we are under cyber attack is very real to a lot of Americans, and in fact, instead of being like, oh no, that would never happen to us, they're likely to believe it.
Democrat women are?
Democrat men are the most likely to report, no, the country's on the right track, everything's fine. And Republican women are the most likely to say everything's falling apart.
Well, it makes sense because Democrat men are basically...
morons?
No, they're like the people who don't pay attention, but they'll say whatever they can to try and get laid. Mm-hmm. You know,
Has the White House said anything about this?
I don't know. Not that I'm aware of. I know Joe Biden said that even though the Supreme Court blocked him from giving student debt, he was going to do it anyway.
Today, he said
yeah, and then he weighed in on the Alabama frozen embryos are children decision, several days late, almost a week later. So he's just trying to distract, which also may indicate that it's a cyber attack. If they're not willing to say everything's fine, maybe it's because they cannot say that without, having to testify under oath.
I think the fact that they reported it as a cell phone outage when it was clearly affecting a bunch of other services, like why was Starlink experiencing outages at the exact same time?
Why was Facebook and LinkedIn not experiencing it?
So
That is weird. Yeah.
If it's not a cyber attack, I'm like, maybe there's a third party networking tool or something that they all shared that broke. Sometimes it's as simple as everyone uses the same plugin. And then when it expires or something, they're like, oh crap, nobody realized that was going to happen.
A healthcare service also went down.
That they got cyber attacked. That was a cyber attack. So I'm kind of like,
that's confirmed. They were like, this is a cyber. Yeah, this is probably all part of the same thing. I mean, I'm in the camp at this point. Like, if you think this was not a cyber attack, but they've already acknowledged half of the attack, you need to prove why you think it's not a cyber attack.
Yeah, Google. Even Google was reportedly down. And so Down Detector uses user reporting as well as their own proprietary detection methods.
Did any banks get hit?
Any what?
Banks.
I don't. Not that I'm aware of. Oh.
Do you remember, I have to look it up when it was, but there was a big communications network in Canada that went down, and it affected all kinds of cities because, anything from like public transportation that relies on Wi-Fi, it all went out all at one time, and it was down for, a significant amount of time, almost 12 hours, I think, which is a huge disruption. This was last year at one point. And they said ultimately, there was concerns that it was a cyber attack, and I think they ultimately said it was an internal error. They're kind of, vague about what happened, but it just reminds me how fragile the technology infrastructure really is, and how out of your hands it is. Like, you as an individual couldn't fix this.
It's not.
Did we have TikTok? Is TikTok on there? Because you got Facebook.
It is, but I think it's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
Really?
Okay.
Oh,
I don't see TikTok.
TikTok's fine.
And because if TikTok didn't get hit, the Chinese people did it.
That's quite a leap.
No, TikTok did.
TikTok did.
But so comparable to other non-cell phone services, there were outages reported.
Okay.
TikTok.
Not to say that they wouldn't do it to their own companies to hide.
Right, exactly.
But also, it could have been any corporation or rogue country. Could have been a couple of kids in their bedroom with access to some ridiculous amount of code.
Right.
Like, why is Astound Broadband having outages? I mean, I guess this is unrelated because we're now past that point. But when I noticed Starlink was reporting outages, I was like, okay, that one's kind of weird. Right. Like, that's a low orbit satellite company.
They're not like the rest of them, yeah.
Yeah, like, why are they even on there? Is it even, where was it? We just had it pulled up. I don't know, whatever. Diablo. I think it was a cyber attack. You can see right here.
Diablo 4 went down?
Yeah, but those are unrelated. Like, at this point, anything happening now is like, it's things just go down sometimes.
So those spikes...
But look, Spectrum went down.
Are those spikes like the last 12 hours or something?
I think 24.
Okay.
Or from I think 24 hours.
So some of these companies are spiking in different times than
But that's normal. This is just down detector. If a website goes down for any reason, it shows it. The issue is all of them showing spikes around the same point in the day. So like Mediacom right here, one of these companies, they're not showing anything significant. They had spikes yesterday. And GCI, but that's like up and down, doesn't mean much. But then when you look at AT&T, big jump in the middle, Cricket, big jump in the middle, Consumer Cellular, big jump in the middle, Google, big jump in the middle, T-Mobile, Verizon, they all experience outages, the exact Xfinity. Why are they all experiencing outages at the same time? It seems like a cyber attack on our communications infrastructure.
And then somebody was saying this was like somebody said, it's because there was a solar flare. That was one of the reports I thought doesn't really make sense to me.
I mean, if there wasn't a pharmacy cyber attack, I might be like, maybe, but like, wouldn't all of the cell phones just stop working if there was a solar flare?
That's what I think.
I suppose it's possible that the frequency that is licensed by AT&T was the only one disrupted by the solar flare, but I don't think
What are the odds of that, though?
I don't think that makes, that probably impossible.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's possible.
This is
solar flare is going to be like hitting every.
According to space.com, a major solar flare interrupted AT&T service on August 4th, 1972.
Huh. What if the big one hits? You know what the big one is? Like when the solar flare comes and just shuts everything down? What are you going to do?
What? Yeah.
Me? I've got a bunch of food.
I used to have this fantasy
chickens.
about...
We got chickens.
I got a bunch of food too.
Freeze dried.
What about...
You clearly don't care about the food though. I sent you a bunch of food and you haven't gotten it. You haven't opened up the box.
It might be downstairs.
We're about to have a full company investigation. Who is hoarding this for themselves?
It might be in the bellies of people here. I might have gotten eaten.
That is very true. I
honestly think that's what
I'll give you that.
The box comes in, they crack it open right away. I mean, your pancake mix is still on the counter from the last time people used it.
Or we didn't get it, and you have to send another batch.
Yeah.
That's right. Actually.
Yeah, we don't actually know. I guess you'll have to come back and make everyone pancakes.
Right. But this cyber attack could be big though. This could be a warm up. Could be something.
Oh,
yeah. This is just a little test.
This is saying, according to the National. This is from Fox 35orlando.com. According to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, 3 solar flares erupted from the sun in the afternoon on February 21st, yesterday, into the overnight hours, and the strongest happened at about 6:07 yesterday, February 21st. But these happened today.
I did not notice anything with my cell phone. Or anything like that.
And the second peak happened at 1:32 a.m. today. So
I just feel like if you wanted to spin, the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration would be the one to do it because so many people can argue with them. You know what I'm saying? Like so few people could be like, well, I was also charting the solar flares.
Right,
like,
yeah.
This is, to me, the best cover-up of all time. But I hope it's a solar flare because a cyber attack is way worse.
And they've said due to the intensity, at least this is from this Fox article, due to the level of intensity, it's unlikely that the solar flares contributed to the AT&T network outage.
And they keep saying AT&T when there's clearly a whole bunch of companies here.
T-Mobile.
They keep saying AT&T was down.
Well, because hold on.
Yeah.
The average person, the normies who don't pay attention to the news, will only hear AT&T went down and they'll go, nothing happened. What do you mean AT&T went down?
Right.
If they reported mass outages across dozens of companies, people would be like, were we attacked? And it would force the U.S. government to approach the issue.
To look into it, right.
The Republican women buy more chickens.
They don't want people asking questions.
Homesteads. Yeah.
They don't want people asking questions. That's what it is. And that's what makes me think it was a cyber attack.
Man, I love hanging out on my computer, but like, I just don't want the power to go out semi-permanently. It'd be a rough
you gotta
life.
get off the grid.
Yeah. It would really hurt our jobs.
Yeah, really.
You need, I technically yes, but it would just change your job. You would
go to radio?
No, you would go to churn butter.
Oh, okay, fine.
That's right.
You would clean
that sounds fun and charming. I like that idea.
Yeah. You would churn butter.
I thought you were going to be like the backup protocol for IRL is to get on the ham radio system.
Ian's in charge of hunting the deer.
Yeah,
we're gonna give Ian, some
tracking mechanisms.
No, some slugs, some 12-gauge slugs in a record.
If people could not use the internet,
deer. I feel like you'd befriend them.
If Ian fired a 12-gauge slug, he would get knocked back 20 feet.
Be cool if I'm actually very good with guns. The governor, I fired that thing, man. That was laser focused
at the range, right?
Chest. Yeah, at the range.
You're a nice Midwestern Ohio
Putting
man.
it right down the middle.
Shit, my little ass probably couldn't pick up a 12 gauge.
But just gotta lean into
I can't
it.
even hold it.
The governor is a revolver that fires 410 shotgun shells.
It's nice.
So it's
you really press it forward when you're firing it to maintain control on that thing.
Well, I'll be here churning butter, guys. No worries.
Yeah, Ian will be coming back. He'll be carrying two bucks on his shoulders.
I can sense them. It's that long hair. You know, the Native Americans with their long hair. They said it's extensions of their nervous system and it would help them hunt.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.